Hey YouTube, Carolina Smoker coming to you. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I wanted to do a little tobacco review on Samuel Gawith, 1792 Dark Kendal Flake. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it too good. I'll pull it out the bag. But 1792 is a blend made up of Virginia, dark fired Kentucky, and it has a top note of tonka bean. And this is one of those blends. It's one of those either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between. It's one I've smoked many times. Been through several tins, and it's one I keep going back to, and I really like it. The smell you're gonna get off this stuff. You definitely get the dark fired Kentucky in there. It's kind of meaty smelling, and you're going to get that tonka bean, and it's somewhere between not quite vanilla, and I've heard it described as vanilla, but it's kind of unique in itself, but it's kind of on the edge of vanilla and a little bit perfumey is what I'm gonna say. That's probably the best I could describe it. But a very enjoyable blend for me. I've heard it described as an aromatic before, and I guess you could maybe say kinda, sorta, not really. I don't know. I don't consider it an aromatic though. But here's the flakes. I hope you guys will be able to see that. But really nice flakes. This came out of a 250 gram box. It also comes in a 50 gram tin, but this came out of the box. It came ready to smoke out of the bag. This is from I think August of 2018. So I've had it for a little bit, but the stuff in the boxes seem to be a little bit drier than what comes out of a tin. When you get it in a tin, it's going to be a lot wetter. So you definitely like to allow some dry time for the stuff in the tins. But this stuff here is just about ready to go. You know, maybe a few minutes dry time, if that. But the way I prepare this stuff, I just take it and coarsely break it up, you know, and gravity feed my bowl and tap the bowl on the sides, let it pack itself down, and just do that till the bowl's full, and give it a light tamp on top. Now, you're gonna have to nurse it a little bit to get it going. It is a little temperamental trying to get it burning, but after you get it going, get that nice little layer of ash on top, you can give it a good, a good light, and it'll stay lit pretty good as long as you're not talking too much or whatever. But after you get it going, it's okay. So smoking it in my Scotch burner billiard. So let's get this lit up, and we'll talk about it. Let me give it a little tamp. Probably about halfway, about halfway on this bowl. But as I said before, this is a blend that I've smoked many times, and I really enjoy it. So when you light it up, you're automatically going to know that this is a little different than your average tobacco. You're going to get a nice hit of the Kentucky in there, and you're going to be met with the tonka bean. It's always going to be there. The Kentucky's always there as well. The Virginia kind of floats in and out of the smoke as you're smoking it. And the Virginia and the Tonka bean kind of play around with each other. The Tonka bean adds some nice creaminess to the smoke, and it does its own thing, much like a lot of other blends do. But it does its own thing. It's like I say, it's a unique tobacco. It's the only way I know how to put it. But the Kentucky's always going to be there. You're always going to taste it from top to bottom. And the Virginia and the Kentucky kind of play off each other as well. But I think the sweetness that you're coming across is a mixture of the Virginia and the Tonka bean playing with each other, and it forms a nice creaminess to bounce something off that Kentucky, and it's a really unique smoke. I don't get any tongue bite from this blend at all, and it stays fairly consistent. Till you get to the last bit of the bowl there, get toward the bottom, the flavor does kind of amp up a little bit, and gets a little more bold, a little more in your face. The Kentucky kind of comes more to the front. Which, like I said before, the Kentucky's always going to be there. So if you're not a fan of Dark Fire Kentucky, you're probably not going to like this at all. And if you're not a fan of the Tonka bean, you're probably not going to like it either. I just can't stress enough that it's one of those blends that either you love it or you hate it. It's one of those situations. But if you can smoke it pretty fast if you want to, the flavor still stays. I think that's another unique factor about this blend. It's just different. There's no other way to put it. Just different. Burns fairly slow, but this one does pack a pretty good punch as far as nicotine goes. So if you're sensitive to nicotine, be careful with this one. Probably gonna want to eat a good sized meal before enjoying this one. It has a very full mouth feel to it and very strong in nicotine. Now, I'm not nicotine sensitive by no means, but I can definitely feel nicotine when I smoke this blend. But I enjoy that. I can smoke this blend all day long. I don't know about most people, but nicotine doesn't usually bother me too much. But if I can feel it, it's got to be pretty stout, to be honest. So keep that in mind when you're smoking this one. Definitely smoke it with caution if you're sensitive to nicotine, and make sure you have a snack laying around or something, because I wouldn't want you to get sick off of it. But burns down to a fine ash, no moisture issues, as long as you do give it some dry time. Like I said, out of the bag, the 250 gram box comes in a bag inside of a box with cellophane wrapped around it. It comes a little bit dry, well, quite a bit drier than the tin. So depending on how you like your tobacco, moist or dry or whatever, And I find that if you dry it out to a crisp, it still keeps its flavor. Maybe not quite as intense, but the flavor's still there. So it's burning characteristics and things, great, no issues whatsoever. One of the easiest to smoke Sammy G's blends I've come across so far, I guess, from what with my experience with Full Virginia and Best Brown, which is one of my other favorites by Samuel Gawith. But this is a very enjoyable smoke in my opinion. But Tonka bean's not for everybody. It's just a unique smoke, especially with the Kentucky and the Virginia in there. But it does its own thing. It's a unique blend in itself. So if you haven't tried it, definitely give it a try. This is one I'll continue to buy anytime I get the chance to get it. So, lots of flavor, lots of nicotine. So, be careful. I really enjoy it. If you've had 1792 Dark Kendal Flake by Samuel Gawith, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it. But this has been my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Y'all take care.